Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, to Global Impromptu Speaking Session number 98. Wow, we are waiting for the 100th session, which is going to be hosted by none other than our own man with hat, Toastmaster Ajayji. But before that, we have two sessions to enjoy for sure. And today, session is going to be led by our own, a beautiful Toastmaster Dinisha, all the way from Sri Lanka. And before we call her up on stage, we have another beautiful lady. She is going to take this challenge as timers, and she'll be managing our timing today, and she will explain the timing. Let's put our hands together to welcome Toastmaster Arya Chitra to explain the timing mechanism.
Good evening, everyone. So the table topic session normally lasts for 1 to 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, I will show the green card. At 1.30 seconds, I'll show the yellow. And at 2 minutes, I'll show the red card. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arya Chitra. I really appreciate for taking this challenge and helping us. Ladies and gentlemen, today our topics master is Toastmaster Dinisha, and she is the first timer as far as the hosting is concerned. So I would encourage you all, I would request you all to please encourage her, support her best to your abilities. So she should feel, wow, man, this is the family I should be part of forever, forever. Let's put our hands together to welcome our own beautiful Toastmaster Dinisha as our Toastmaster of the day, our topics master of the day. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to you all, Global Impromptu Speak family. Today, I'm going to use Sri Lankan proverb. So, shall I start it just now? Today, the first speaker, Dr. Farida. Dr. Farida, your topic is a drawing man clutches at a straw. A drawing man clutches at a straw.
I can
Can you hear me?
but I could not understand the topic. I'm sorry. Could you type it?
Okay, sure. Yes.
A drowning man.
Drowning man.
Drowning. A drowning man.
Clutches at a straw.
Yes, Mr. Sherman, what did she say? A drowning man.
Drowning man catches.
Clutches at a straw. Oh, a very good evening, my global impromptu family members. The topic that has been given to me is a drowning man at a straw. I adore this topic because this is so becoming of me. All my life, I have sought the assistance whenever I'm at a low or I'm in need of help. I have never felt ashamed of asking for help. I have never let my pride or my ego come in the way when I'm asking people for assistance or I'm asking somebody for some information. There is no shame in saying, I don't know this. Can you share this information with me? There is no shame in Googling things and then passing out the information. I have never been that egotistical person. So here, a drowning man is clutching at a straw, which is very befitting for the many times that I have convalesced from the disasters lost in my life. And there have been many low moments in my life in which I have sought assistance. One time, there was a psychological calamity in my life, and we were under a lot of stress because we were under direct threat. We were under direct threat. We went to the police, we went to the MI, which is the military intelligence. We even approached the higher political leaders assistance. Unfortunately, nobody was able to help us out with this one because this was such a large issue with involving an international gang. And at that time, what was the straw that I clutched at? It was Dubai. I fled to Dubai. And now it's been almost a decade here, and my straw home base, and I'm loving it here. I'm loving it here. Others flew too, others clutched at different straws and went their own ways. And Alhamdulillah, everybody has made their base in other countries of the world. But this is, I feel for this topic because this is actually something that I have gone through, that having a very stable life, suddenly my boat rocked and it was so unstable. I was and I was clutching for straws. And the only straw which saved me at that point in time was Dubai. And I'm very grateful to the UAE for it. It gave me new opportunities. It gave me an opportunity to settle down, to restart my career from here, make beautiful friends like all of you. And I'm glad that all of us, when we are faced with calamity, I think it is from the Almighty. The Almighty gives you a tiny bit of help that here, take it, save yourself. And this is my message to all of you beautiful people, that anytime that you are in a low and you feel that you are drowning from all the problems in life, look for a straw and clutch at it. There's no harm in asking for help. A very good evening to everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Farida. Yes. When someone is in difficult, they will take any available opportunity, and it's very good to help them. The next speaker, Madam Savita.
Yes, Toastmaster Dinisha.
Right. Your topic is an idle brain is the devil's workshop. An idle brain is the devil's workshop. Madam Savita.
Thank you so much. This statement is so true because our brain needs something. Without anything, it cannot remain. It needs something to do some work, some thinking, some anything. But if there is nothing, there are no thoughts, there is no work, it just goes haywire here and there. Thoughts are really, they want, our brain just catches any thought. And if there is nothing constructive, there's nothing positive, negativity is the first thing it catches. So it is very essential for our mind and brain to give us some positive direction to go ahead in life. This idle mind catches any negativity and it rules the time, the period, the life phase or anything. So in my opinion, we should give some work, some good thoughts, something so that it occupies itself to grow. Even for children, parents, teachers should put positive thoughts, should give some anything creative to learn in themselves. Adults, of course, they have their work. Along with their work, they should have some good hobbies, good social service, anything in positive direction so that it remains occupied and do something for society. So yes, idle mind is a devil's workshop. And when it becomes idle, it really takes a long time and colonialism to come out of it. Thank you very much. Back to you, Toastmaster Dinisha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Savita. When we have nothing to do, our minds go negative, as Toastmaster Savita said. So we have to give positive thoughts. The next speaker, Madam Sujata. I'm Sujata.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Your topic is, if you jump up, you will fall to the ground. If you jump up, you will fall to the ground. I will type it for you.
Good evening, my global impromptu family, impromptu speaking family. The topic is true to its core. If you jump up, you will fall to the ground. Isn't it? Is there any instance where a person is jumping up and not coming down? It can be related to the gravitational force also, because whatever you throws up, it comes down. Like in Newton's theory, an apple falls from an apple tree. It doesn't go up. It falls down just because of the gravitational force. So whatever you do in your life, it has to reach its target. It cannot go out of the way. Whatever you are doing, do with all your with good intention, so that it will reach or hit the bullseye. There are times when we do things without any aim, without any goal, and we do not get the result we want. Like when I started my journey in Toastmasters and when I gave my first speech, the script wasn't that good because I did not know how to put it in words, the entire speech which is about my life from my childhood till date. So it didn't reach the audience how I wanted it to reach them. So I do agree with the topic that if you want to hit the bullseye, just aim it, work on it, then hit it. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sujata. The next speaker is Gravelian Sushant. Gravelian Sushant.
Ma'am, am I audible and visible?
Yes. Your topic is.
Ma'am, hello.
Your topic is water
One
flows.
minute.
Water flows down the lowest position.
Is it okay right now, ma'am? Denisha,
Lowest.
hello.
Water flows.
Ma'am, your voice is not audible to me. Water flows down
topic
the
is
lowest
given on
point.
the chart.
Is it my topic?
Topic is given in the chart.
Yes, ma'am. Can you speak a few words?
Hello.
You're muted, ma'am.
You can hear, Sushant?
Water flows down to the lowest point.
Yes, ma'am. My fellow impromptu speakers, water flows down to the lowest point. Do you all know why? When a person who starts to do something, they start with the excitement, they start with the motive to complete it. But when they face a problem or when they see something that makes them feel the goal which I'm targeting, I will never do it. People are here, people are obstacle for me over here. They will never make me reach it. When a person feels like that, he would go to the extreme to reach the goal, to at least win it, to at least grab it. And that's what it is. Water also comes to the lowest point. This is how a human life works. But unless the human sees the obstacles, it means that he's losing the sight of his goal. It's true. Losing the sight of someone's goal is equal to facing their obstacles. What are obstacles really? They are something who give us the learning. We need to take the learning. We should not attach to them. We should not be with them. Take the learning, go ahead. And that makes us even higher. And that's the way. Water also travels to the lowest point, but still, we should never find shortcuts. And that's my point. When we find a shortcut, we are doing it wrong. But let me say something what I learned from my father. Doing something and respecting it is the best thing. Don't worry about winning. When you go to the ground, that's where you win the half. The rest half belongs to you, the way you do it. Thank you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Sushant. You did it well. The next speaker, Babu Gupta.
Yes. Am I audible?
Your topic is don't let off the bird in hand and try to catch the one on the tree. Don't let the bird in hand to catch the bird in the tree.
All of us have something in our life, but we don't see it. We try to find something that we do not have in our life, and then the value of the things that we have in our life gradually decreases. Time comes when we see that there is nothing in our life. That's not true, because there are things in our life and we don't care for them. If we start caring for them, then we will not go for the things that we do not have or we cannot achieve in our life. We must be pleased and we must be very happy or satisfied with the things we have, because the things which are beyond our reach are the things which might not be for us, because everything is not for everyone. Yes, talent differentiates between people. If someone is more talented than me, he will receive the things that I can't receive. He will get the bird in the tree as well, because he is more talented and does more hard work than me. If I say that I will not do anything, stand beside the tree and look at the bird which is on the tree, then I will be never to achieve it. And on it's for because of the our such mentality, we will gradually destroy the bird which is in our hand, because it will see that the person is not caring for me. Hence, we should keep the bird in our hand as well and try hard in our life to achieve the bird we don't have. But if we don't get it, it's okay. Everyone does not get everything in this life. So that's my take on your topic, Table Topic Master.
Thank you. You took it well. The next speaker, Toastmaster Monu Sahu.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, Monu.
Okay.
Your topic is don't try to light a cigar when one's beard is on fire. Don't try to light a cigar when one's beer is on fire?
Don't try to light a fire when one's beer on the
Put it on the chat.
one's beard is on fire. Thank you. Good evening, all my dear member. As topic is don't try to light a cigar when one's beard is on fire. This is exactly the same thing when we are struggling with some of the problem and we are again trying to do the work which is more critical and that should not involve at that particular time. The thing is when we are doing any kind of work, even in our office, even in our family member, wherever we are, we have to finish that work right away. In that we should not involve in any other work. If we are trying to do another work along with the current one, then the problem may occur that we were not able to finish the current work and then any other work which we are trying to again to finish it. The thing is, whatever work we are doing, we have to concentrate only one thing. If we will try to involve in many of the things, then they can fail. So even in our office and in our house, sometimes we see we are facing some kind of problem and working on any issue. And if some other person is also offering other work, so we should not attract for those things. If we are attracting, then the main important thing you are currently working, that can also fail. We also always try to converse the things what we are doing, not involved in any other work until and unless we could not finish the current work. In many of the situations, what happens if we are doing the current work and also involving any other systems, then what happens? We even could not able to finish this work as well as that work. More than the multiple. Most of the time we heard that we are multiple personality. That it doesn't mean we are handling so many work and taking stress in our mind to finish the work. We have to do work in quality manner, not quantity manner. So always think positive and do work as a quality, not quantity. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Monu. You got it in the right way at the beginning. When somebody is in a deep trouble, we should not take the advantages. The next speaker is DTM Ajay.
Thank you, Dinisha. I'm not DTM, I'm just a TM.
I'm sorry. So, Toastmaster Ajay, your topic is the man who fell into the pit at night does not fall into it again in the daylight. The man who fell into the pit at night does not fall into it again in daylight. I will copy it into the chat.
Thank you very much. Our greetings to all the global family members, impromptu family members here. It's a wonderful topic because it has a very philosophical aspect to it. When you relate to a day-to-day life, and when you read this particular phrase or this particular proverb, that a man who fell into the pit at night does not fall into again in the broad daylight. So when you are into desperate situations, when you are down in the worst of times, then you probably have already gathered that amount of courage and that amount of perception and that amount of vision and experience that you probably, not only in the daylight, probably you may not fall in the same pit even at night. That's the beauty of experiencing failures, experiences, situation where challenges are thrown at you. And that is precisely what life is all about. I think as you age, you mature, you go into ups and downs of life. And trust me, life is so beautiful, and nature has provided us, everyone. It's the beauty of nature that it gives everyone a time to coalesce, and come out of these situations, because the nature is built like that. For every living being on this planet, it is built like that. So you have that opportunity to come out of that difficult situation, and once you're out of that, you would never fall back into that, because you know how to get over that situation. You know where is the problem. You have learned what caused that problem. Apart from the philosophical angle to it, I can take it absolutely literally and say, okay, at night I could not see anything. Obviously, I fell into the pit. In broad daylight, I can definitely see the pit. I would never fall into it. Now, that's a very literal meaning of it. And that's common sense, of course. But there, I remember an anecdote way back. I am already on the red, but I'll quickly try to finish. When I fell into the pit and was asking for help, nobody helped. And when I saw in the pit, I found a gold chain inside the pit. And trust me, I forgot to ask for help, because the gold chain seemed more attractive than asking for help. This is life. When you see something better, even in the desperate situations, you forget the desperate situation. So just go on with life. That is experience, that is maturity. Failures always lead to success. Over to you, Dinisha. Thank you so much.
Thank you. At night, when we fall into the pits, we should learn from those. Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Ajay. The next speaker is Samriddhi. Am I pronounce your name right? Samriddhi?
Yeah.
I think she's not there at the moment, Dinisha. I cannot see her.
Okay, okay. Then Chandresh.
Yes, ma'am.
Chandresh. Yeah, right. Your topic is, when in haste, one cannot put his hand even in a crocked pot. When in haste, one cannot put his hand even in a crocked pot. I will copy that to the chat. Crock pot is with a pot with a large opening. Is it okay for you?
Ma'am, just brief it. I couldn't get it. What this idiom want to say? When in a haste, one cannot put his hand even in a crock pot.
So, Chandresh, the meaning of the topic is, so when you are in hurry, you cannot even do the things which are so simple. Like when you are actually panicked or you are under stress, a simple thing like opening your car lock or your house lock seems like a big task. So that's
Okay.
the meaning of the. Thank you.
A very good evening, all fellow Toastmaster brothers and sisters. As this idiom says, when in haste, one cannot put his hand even in a crock pot. When you are fearing of speaking on table topics, you cannot get the what this sentence want to convey the message about it. So sometimes life is simple in a way, but we are unnecessarily making it complicated. We are focusing on the sometimes we are focusing on the problems more than the solutions, and that's why we face a lot of troubles in our life. uh, as change is the way of life, everything is going to change, then why should we worry about problems? It will also change over the time, right? So we should not afraid about the problem or fear about any challenges what life offers us. We have to come out at each and every point of life and face the challenge, face the fear, and then only we can uh, progress in our life. We can succeed in our life. And so in conclusion, I can say that life is going to throw challenges at each and every steps, but we have to fight back for our existence, for our survival, for our success and our growth. Over to you, TM Dinisha.
Yeah. Thank you, Chandresh. You matched it with the situation. Well done. Next speaker is Gravelian Jatin. Is it Jatin?
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
know,
ma'am.
am I rightly pronounce your name?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, right. Your topic is a rolling stone gathers no moss. A rolling stone gathers no moss.
Rolling stone. Can you repeat again?
Do you want other or I will put it in the chat?
Can you keep it in the chats?
Okay, sure.
A rolling stone gathers no moss.
Is it okay? Okay.
So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and Cavaliers. So, I like to today my topic is a rolling stone gathers no moss. So basically, stones like basically they gather moss sometimes. So because of basically moss are like type of a plant which is more of bushy. So a rolling stone sometimes it's like it might help the plants for helping it. So the stones help the plants to grow sometimes because of the structure and stuff. So I agree this topic. And yeah, thank you.
It's okay. You gave a good try. Next speaker, Toastmaster Sherman.
Yes.
Toastmaster Sherman. Your topic is don't get the hand burned whilst having a pincers.
Yeah.
Don't get the hand burned while having pincers.
Yeah. Madam Table Topic Master and Global Influence. That means you have tools or equipments to do, but you are trying to do with your fingers. That's the meaning of this proverb. And you have to use the correct thing for the correct the place, the problem. So otherwise, you are going to put the wrong things, and we will get upset about the thing. You're going to more causing more problems. If you put that, so it says if you want to try remove something, like we say the tire in your vehicle, you're putting wrong things and trying and putting the other way, and then you can't remove that tire from that the vehicle or any other thing, and it will cause another problem. So you have to use the correct tool for correct thing, and also you have to plan it, and you have to keep all these things. If you get I think if you get hasty or the excitement, you are trying to put with a short get the results from the short period, and you whatever available thing you are trying to get it quickly. So you have to wait and see and plan. Planning is the most good thing, and also uh, let the time to settle some problems is the message I can give to all my impromptu friends. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chairman. The next speaker is Gravelian Mukund. Gravelian Mukund.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, your topic is think before you leave. Think before you leave.
Okay, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Sorry if I can't speak much. I'm not that good at it. But normally, when we start anything, we start getting our ideas first, and we start doing the first idea we get. We don't think what we are going to do. We just do the first thing that comes to our mind. Even I do that a lot. When our teacher gives us assignments or anything like that, I do the first idea that comes to my mind, and suddenly I start regretting it and thinking, wait, I could have done this. So then when you think about it, you should think more about what you're going to do or what you're going to say to someone before you do it. They might take it wrong, or you might say something wrong. So it's better to think before you do something. In our life also, we use this proverb a lot. Whenever we do something, we think what we're doing and then we do it, and it takes some time, but in the end it's always worth it. And if we take less time and don't think, then it usually our time is just wasted. Even that little time that we've used has gone for nothing, and we'll have to do the another thing again and use even more time. Thank you.
Thank you, Gravelian Mukund. I like the
Toastmaster Denisha, just give me 1 minute. My green card just got deleted. Just give me 1 minute.
Okay.
Yes, please go ahead. Thank you.
Okay. The next speaker is Toastmaster Ashar Adil.
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Your topic is don't exchange ginger for chili. Don't exchange ginger for chili.
Well, everything has a place. There is a place for everything.
I remember when I had just completed my college, I wanted to join medical field. Uh, it was primarily because I got inspiration from some of my relatives that I should be in the medical field. Uh, Later on, I happened to choose the education field. Now, when I look back, then I see that sometimes it felt like exchanging the job, like instead of doing X job, why not go for the Y line of work? Right? Uh, Today, when I look back, I see no, this is not how life unfolds itself. Right? Everything has a place, and there is a place for everything. So it would not be wise to exchange ginger for chili, because ginger has its own taste and so does chili. And one more thing is that grass is always greener from other side. More often than not, what happens that we presume that the ginger would be better than chili, which never turns out to be the case. It is always chili uh, which has distinct taste. So there is no question of exchangement when you think about it wisely. That if you have lemon, make lemonade. No need to think of getting in other place or replacing your situation with other situation, because for somebody you are other. That is very uh, considering point. Thank you for the time and the lovely topic. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Asha. You got it right there. The ginger is better than chili, and the meaning is getting rid of something bad. Only get something, not to get something worse. The next speaker is Indu. Toastmaster Indu. Toastmaster Indu. Toastmaster Indu, are you there? Okay,
She's
we'll
not to
come
be
back.
seen.
Okay, so then Toastmaster Sunita. Ma'am Sunita.
Yes.
Your topic is better the devil you know than the devil you don't know. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't know. Toastmaster Sunita.
Good evening, Toastmaster Dinisha, Table Topic Master Dinisha, and all my global impromptu friends. Better the devil you know than the one you don't know. Yeah, known devil is better than an unknown one. It's something which we use very often because sometimes you think of doing something new and it's totally new and you're unaware of the risks that can come along with it. So it is better to stay in the place that you're familiar with. It is better to, rather than experimenting with something you don't know, it's better to stay with what you're familiar. So there have been times in life when this has come true for me. In school, when I used to decide to switch to change places from where I'm usually sitting, sometimes you think, oh my God, you don't know whether that person is going to be a nice person, whether you're going to move and get a better partner. So then you think that this person is not very good, but at least I know all his faults. I know what are the problems if I have to stay with him. If I go there, I have to do it all over again. I have to start learning all over again. So I might as well stay back with the person whom I might not like very much, is the devil, but I am ready to put up with with him because I know what are the problems that I will face. Whereas if I go to the other person, I might not know what is in store for me. So I have to be really, really careful and on my guard. And life becomes easier when I stay with the known devil rather than the unknown devil. So my advice to all of you all is also to continue doing that. Please stay with the devil you know, and don't go out for the unknown devil. Over to you, Toastmaster Dinisha.
Thank you, Ma'am Sunita. We'll try to live with the known devils. Then, the next speaker is Toastmaster Haritika. Haritika. Toastmaster Haritika. Toastmaster Haritika. No. Then, Toastmaster Arya. Will you take the next chance?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Just give me a minute.
Okay. Then who is going to be the timer for her speech?
I'll take.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Savita. It's okay. Yeah. Toastmaster Haritika, your topic is, if you go bat's house, you must hang upside down. If you go bat's house, you must hang upside down.
Can you type it in the chat box, please?
Okay, sure.
Thank you so much. If we go to bat's house, we must hang upside down. Good evening, everyone. If you go to bat's house, you must hang upside down. And it's so true when you say that you are the birds of same feather flock together. I always say that if you are with the right company, you are with the right company. But then if you're with the wrong people and wrong influences, you might fall down just like them, because that's what I believe, that if you are you should be surrounding yourself with the positive influences and the people that you admire or you want to look up to. Because if you are sitting around and getting influenced by somebody you don't believe and they're negative in your life and they're always trying to pull you down, that's what I got the gist of the topic, that if you go to the bat's house, you must hang upside down. Like, you have to do as what your friends or your peers are doing. So for me, that's very important. If I follow the right channel of people who are really positive and who actually would give me right knowledge and guidance when I need them, and that's the people I would like to surround myself. And that's what I've been doing for quite some time now. I have removed people from my life where I don't feel that they are positive or they add any value to my set of skills or anything to in my perspective. So all the negativity is out and it's all positive people who surrounds me, and I like to be around them all the time. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dinisha. That's a very difficult topic, I must say that. All the topics are very difficult today.
I'm sorry if you see that. These are the Sri Lankan proverbs. The next speaker, we have Toastmaster Indu, Toastmaster Haritika, but they are not responding right now.
Hi. Yeah, hi.
Toastmaster. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Your topic is fools are wise as long as they are silent. Fools are wise as long as they are silent. I will copy to the chat box.
Okay. Okay. Good evening, everyone. So the topic given to me is fools are wise as long as they are silent. That is an interesting topic. And so from what I understand, it means that so sometimes you may not be aware of all the facts and what is being spoken and what is being discussed. If you're in a meeting and uh, if you have not prepared yourself, or if you have not done your homework, etc., if you have not read up, then so obviously you are ignorant. And then if you are asked to share something or share your words or share your views, since you are not prepared, so obviously what you may say may sound very um, um, confusing, or it may sound like you're just making things up, and people can see right through you that you have obviously come unprepared, and you may look like one person may just end up looking like a fool. So that's why it's good to be prepared. And also, when sometimes it's also nice if you are not aware of certain things, it is better to accept and to say that you're you're ignorant, that you are not aware of it, instead of like pretending to um, uh, like have an attitude of know it all, and you end up messing things up more and more. So I guess somewhere the idea is also to be honest and to say things when you really know it, and otherwise it is better to be quiet and to just be an observer and to learn from others. And I think that's what the proverb means to me. So yeah, I mean, thank you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Indul. You got it right. Yes. We have DTM Amjad Ali.
Yes, Toastmaster Danisha, I'm ready.
Okay. Your topic is charcoal never be made white by washing with milk. Charcoal never be made white by washing with milk.
Thank you so much, Madam Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for such a beautiful topic. I think this statement itself speaks everything. Charcoal never be made white by washing milk. Exactly. The people who have black heart, evil eyes, or evil heart, whatever you do, no matter what level of motivation you do for them in front of them, they will never become white, because this has become their nature now. So now we have spoken about so many evils, our saints, our good people, our bad people, our bats. This is the bitter reality. But there is one possibility: if that person wants to change himself or herself, it's not about color only, charcoal or milk. It's about doing something for people, having pure soul. End of the day, colors are not a big deal. Colors are not something to be considered. But right now, the context we are trying to learn or implement is the charcoal never be made white by washing milk. The people who have already evil mind, they made their mind evil. They will never do something right for you. no matter how many years you spend with them. I have given example of one guy who cheated me very badly in my life. When I opened his life, he was pure charcoal, evil mind, but the cover was made with milk, white face. So trust me, there are people who have different faces. But now choice is yours. Who do you want to go with? Who do you want to consider? And how do you want to live your life thereafter? If you live this life, definitely you have to go along with all these such people. You need to, of course, continue living with them. You cannot kill them. You cannot kill yourself. But you need to think wisely while dealing with them. At least dealing is in our control. We cannot let them live the life or we cannot live our life, but dealing can be avoided. That's what I try to do. When I know somebody is thinking evil, I leave that person silently. This is my way of thinking, because charcoal never be made white by washing milk. No matter what you do, they were never going to be white. Thank you so much, Madam Topics Master. Back to you, ma'am.
Thank you, DTM. Jack. You always get the topic inspired first. We have Toastmaster Meet. Are you
Yes.
there now? Right. Okay.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening. Your topic is barking dogs seldom bite. Barking dogs seldom bite.
Ma'am, can you please post in the chat?
Okay, sure. Is it okay for you?
Yes, ma'am. So yeah, I'm visible.
Yes.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. My name is Meet, and the topic given to me is barking dogs seldom bite, which is an idiom which refers to a person who readily threatens other people and does not take action. That means he just speaks loud. He speaks loud. His words are high, but his actions does not match to the level of the words which he speaks. We should always have our actions speaking louder than our words, and we should keep sugar in your mouth and eyes on your head. That's how you speak. You should be sweet to everybody, and your actions, the hard work, the dedication that you put in should shine out loud. That will be louder than your words. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Meet. Next, we have Toastmaster Haritika. Are you available now? Toastmaster Haritika? It seems we are all are spoken.
Yeah, all are done.
All are done. So, okay. With that, then I will hand it over the session to the DTM Amjad Ali.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dinisha, for managing this show beautifully. Really appreciate. Big hand for you. Big hand for you. Thank you so much. Yes, indeed, your topics are very thought-provoking and very interesting sayings all the way from Sri Lanka. Now, before we thank you all, we want to go back to Madam Timer, Toastmaster Arya Chitra, to read out the timing report, please. Over to you, ma'am.
Amjadji, can I interrupt, Amjadji?
Yes, sir, of course, sir.
You have to give a topic to Dinisha. She has not spoken.
Oh my God. Then you go ahead, sir. Then you.
Okay.
It's your.
Yeah, I can give it. No problem. Dinisha,
Please.
your topic is every cloud has a silver lining. Every cloud has a silver lining. Over to you, Dinisha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ajay, for the topic. Good evening to all of you. And every cloud has a silver line. The clouds will cover our sky and it will make some darkness. But there is a silver line. We have to find the silver line in very difficult situations. There are many difficult situations in our lives, but we do not want to live with that. We wanted to get rid of that, to come over that. So we have to find the silver line from the situations. Then only we can again stand up. And every time we have to, once we fell down, we have to get up and walk. That is the way we have to do. Even when we learn walking from the very beginning in our childhood, we did the same thing. The first step, we couldn't keep it in the right way. We fell down, somebody helped us, then we again stand up and find the next step like that. Even when we fell again in our adulthood, we should find the way to stand up and walk. That is why we have to find the silver line in the every cloud. Over to you, Toastmaster Ajay.
Well done, Dinisha. Thank you so much. Over to you, Amjadji.
Thank you so much, Ajay sir. Sorry for my mistake. I forgot.
It's okay.
Thank you so much. Can we now go to Toastmaster Arya Chitra for timing report, please? Over to you, Toastmaster Arya.
Let me write Manisha. So good evening, everyone. That report Mazda took 3 minutes 31 seconds. Very profound thoughts right there. Toastmaster Savita took 1 minute 59 seconds. Toastmaster Sujata took 2 minutes 13 seconds. Gavalier Sushant took 1 minute 55 seconds. Toastmaster Babu took 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Toastmaster Monu took 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Toastmaster Ajay took 2 minutes and 41 seconds. Toastmaster Chandresh took 1 minute and 47 seconds. Gavalier Jatin took 1 minute. Toastmaster Sherman took 1 minute and 52 seconds. Gavalier Mukund took 1 minute and 35 seconds. Toastmaster Ashaha took 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Toastmaster Sunita took 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Toastmaster Arya took 1 minute and 36 seconds. Toastmaster Indu took 2 minutes 2 seconds. DTM Amjad took 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Toastmaster Mead took 55 seconds. And Toastmaster Dinisha took 1 minute and 15 seconds. Over to you, Toastmaster DTM Amjad Ali.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arya, for your diligent report and your role as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Now we are over 5 minutes. And let's put our hands together to welcome these two beautiful ladies, Toastmaster Dinisha for managing the topics and Toastmaster Arya for managing the time. Really appreciate. With that, Vasanimi, as the host of this very meeting, I adjourn the meeting. Now over to each one of you to have fun for some time. Stay blessed, please.